Thank you for clicking on this video. I know my background is a total mess and not very aesthetically pleasing, and yes, I am currently sick, so I sound kind of funny, and I'm extra spicy because I originally had an interview for a job plan today, but they called and said the position was already filled, so I am very upset because I was really looking forward to it. So if I come off a little snobby or snarky-ish or whatever, or maybe even a little bit sarcastic, I apologize, but I am very upset. So I guess without further ado, we'll just get into it. And I'm sorry this video is going to have a lot of jump cuts in it because I can't stop sneezing, and I guarantee you probably don't want to hear that. And I'm sure we're all aware of the man versus bear debate that's going viral lately. And since everyone is being very vocal about their opinion, I thought, hey, I might as well too. Of course, not all men, but most are mad that women are choosing to encounter a bear instead of a man in the woods. Personally, I think choosing the man is the obvious choice. Besides, what's the worst that could happen if I chose the man? Besides, I talked to the bear's friends. They said he didn't do it. The worst thing a bear can do to me is unalive me. This whole thing started with Call Me BK posted a video on March 12th. And as he states in this TikTok that I'll show you, it wasn't supposed to be a would you rather question. It was just supposed to open up a conversation about a woman's perspective.
The bear or man in the woods thing was never actually a would you rather question. I know because I'm the one who started it, and I figured I'd use this tag to clarify some things. On March 12th, I ended a video by saying, if you're alone in the woods, seeing a man is 10 times scarier than seeing a bear. Someone commented on that video saying, no, seeing a bear is so much scarier than seeing a man, bro. I responded to that comment laying out why women are more scared of men than the bear, and that response went viral on the 19th. This topic started trending and growing for a few weeks, and then it really blew up with the street interviews. I never presented it as a would you rather question because I already knew that women were picking the bear and men were picking the man. My whole page is trying to get people who look like me to empathize with and understand the life experiences of people who don't look like us. So my intention here was to get men to think about why the world looks so different for women that they would actually choose the bear. And my challenge to any man watching who picks the man in this scenario is, can you get yourself to a place where you would rather pick the bear? Can you get to that level of understanding? Because if you can bring yourself to understand why they choose the bear, congratulations, you've experienced 1% of 1% of 1% of what they experience every day of their lives, and you experienced it for 2.5 minutes.
This whole thing really shows how certain men lack compassion and the critical thinking skills it takes to reflect on women's perspectives and the uncertainty women experience dealing with men on a day-to-day basis. And some men have been taking this way out of proportion and blowing up on social media.
Because at least with the bear's not gonna just date me for my money.
Not to trigger anyone, but come on, my dude. If you can't handle a simple comparison without getting triggered, she probably wasn't interested anyways. And just to demonstrate just a little bit of where women are coming from when they choose the bear in this scenario, just Google women's safety products versus men's, and the results will speak for themselves. These are the first search results I got, so do with that information with what you will, if I'm saying that phrase right. This video isn't to bash men, it's just to open up a dialogue and a conversation about this social issue that honestly everyone is struggling with, especially when some, particularly men, are responding with this type of response, I guess.
I'd rather be alone in the woods with a bear than a man, and it's just like, if the bear wanted to, paw swiping both your off and then eating your arm like it's a fucking Kit Kat. Like, they don't give a shit about your feelings and morals. If they hungry, they're taking your butt. Also, like, why do women try to paint men like we're all part of the fucking League of Villains or some shit? Like, why are they saying, yeah, all men be graping people, to who's men? I'm not part of that shit. Like, do all these women for real think that all we do all day is grape women, molest people, and motherfuckers? Like my guy. All I do, I get home, scroll on TikTok, make a couple videos, and read. That's it. Like, motherfuckers think I'm Bane or some shit. Like, the hell? Like, why am I always catching a fucking stray every single time I scroll down the comment section of one of those videos? Always a bunch of women saying, yeah, well, when the bear kills me, he'll at least leave my body alone. The man, however, will molest me afterwards. Whoa! Man who? Man Smith? Cause I'm not no fucking man in that case. I'm not involved in that shit. Like the did I do? Leave my ass out of this. I had nothing to do with this shit, man. Y'all motherfuckers need to stop generalizing men. I'm not gonna fucking kill you and then molest your body afterwards. The fuck? Like, honestly, I'm probably more scared to interact with you than you are to interact with me. Can I be honest with that? Like, why do all these women think that men are just reincarnations of Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy or something? Like, my guy, we're not gonna grape and eat your ass if we interact with you, okay?
So, I'm not trying to forcibly put anything in his mouth. Basically, how I would summarize this video would be, I don't grape women, therefore all women are lying, and all their experiences with men are invalid. That's all I got from that clip. Sorry, that got a little sarcastic and a little mean. I'm sorry. I apologize for my outburst. And just to prove a little bit more on the woman's perspective on choosing the bear, over 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men in the US have experienced grape, PV, and or stalked by an intimate partner in their lifetime. So excuse me, in order to keep myself safe, I have to assume all men will harm me, and I would rather take my chances with the bear. And maybe to demonstrate once again a little bit more of our logic when choosing the bear.
Okay, if you had to leave your daughter in the forest with either a man or a bear, which would you choose?
Well, I think both options kind of suck. I don't know this man. Oh, gosh. Don't know anything about the man.
No, nothing about the man.
Anything about the bear?
Nothing about the bear.
Oh my gosh, I feel like it's an impossible choice. Which just shows you how much I don't trust other people. I don't know. The man.
I was going to say,
man.
Define, okay, if you had to leave your daughter in the woods with a woman or a bear.
Oh, woman. Oh.
The fact that we live in a society where that's what women have to deal with all the time. Of the fear. You felt the fear of leaving your daughter in the woods with a man.
Yeah.
This is how women feel walking to their cars at night.
You know, like the level of thinking one of my kids, trusting my kid with a bear or a strange man is a horrifying position. Like, is that a horrifying walking to your car by yourself?
If there's just a man there?
Oh, you see like a man out? Oh,
yes.
You see like a dude?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that makes sense. And okay, I got it.
We're not trying to devalue men's issues or make our existence more prioritized or seeking sympathy or whatever you want to fill in the blank with. We just want men to understand the fear women have to experience on a day-to-day basis when they're walking to their car at night or shopping alone or taking a taxi cab or any situation where they could be put in a vulnerable state and taken advantage of. And yes, of course, it can happen to men too, but statistically...
Ralph, I don't know where you're getting your statistics.
So I can't say that word. Statistically, the facts show that it does happen predominantly more to women than men. And let me ask you this. When you are faced with this response, you're around men every day and you're just fine or nothing happens. True, for some. But how often are we around men in a isolated area and not able to call for help? How many men would take advantage of that situation? Based on the statistics, I'm sure a lot would. And I'm not laughing at the matter, I'm just laughing at myself. Let me just clarify that point. So, if that scenario doesn't scare you, what about this tweet? Or the famous, "What was she wearing?" response women always get when reporting assault. So based on the responses that those men have been giving, it seems that all of this is coming from misogyny. It boils down to men feel rejected, that women are choosing basically death, and they feel personally attacked. Based on today's standards, men still don't feel comfortable enough to share their feelings among other men or their peers, especially when they feel vulnerable or sad. We've all heard, men don't cry, don't be the P word. I don't like saying it because it just devalues women, and I just don't like saying that word, but, don't be a wuss, all those disgusting phrases people use to devalue men's feelings and life experiences to where they feel embarrassed to seek therapy and they bottle up their emotions to the point where one day they may or may not, but most likely do end up blowing up and hurting others in the process, especially with devices that could unalive others. And it's been expressed through media throughout history that women have been men's safe space to express themselves when they can't share their feelings among other men. If they do share their feelings, it's portrayed as weakness, and they're made fun of, typically by other men. I mean, some women are guilty of it too, but it's most commonly found in other men putting down other men for expressing their feelings. So, in return, unfortunately, this creates toxic masculinity, and that's kind of how the red pill community was formed, and how certain figures that I will not name rose to fame, especially with their such hostile and such venomous takes on femininity, masculinity, or commonly referred to as females. My response is just, ugh. But that's a discussion for another day. That is literally the tip of the iceberg, and I do not want to go down that rabbit hole right now. I guess I will pass it along to you. What are your thoughts, opinions, questions, comments, concerns, and all the other things that I haven't mentioned? I know this topic can get heated very quickly, and that's super unfortunate that we have to be at this point right now, when we should be able to talk about our feelings in a safe environment without the fear of reprisal or retaliation among our communities. I guess that's everything for me. I guess I will catch you next time. Bye, guys.